I knew the moment my phone buzzed at 9:47 p.m. that something was wrong. My wife never texted me emergency work trip without at least calling first. But it wasn't the words that broke me. It was the photo I sent her 5 minutes later that made her come flying home like her life depended on it, because she knew her lies were over. When she first texted, I was sitting on the living room couch, half watching some documentary I wasn't really paying attention to. I'd just reheated leftovers from the night before. She was supposed to be home by 8. We were supposed to watch a movie, her pick. A small, ordinary thing, but lately even ordinary things with her had become rare. Her message came in short, clipped lines. Emergency work trip. Flying out tonight. Don't wait up. Just like that. No apology. No explanation. No voice note with that breathless rush she usually had when plans changed. Just cold distance. For a moment I stared at the screen, my stomach twisting. I typed back. Are you okay? She didn't answer. 3 dots appeared. Disappeared. Appeared again. Then nothing. That was when the quiet of the house became unbearable. For months something between us had shifted. Not all at once, not dramatically. It was in the silences she let stretch too long. In the way she laughed at her phone and turned the screen away. In the way she smelled like perfume that wasn't hers. In the way she slept on the far edge of the bed like I was just extra furniture. I kept telling myself I was being paranoid. Work stress. Bad timing. Marriage ebbs and flows. Everyone said that. But when you know someone down to the way they stir their tea, you feel the difference. Tonight, the difference felt like a noose tightening. I stared at her message again. Emergency work trip. At almost 10 p.m. With no luggage. No warning. My heart felt like someone had reached in and squeezed it until it cracked. Still, I tried to be calm. I walked into the kitchen to put my plate away. And that's when I saw her tablet on the counter. She never went anywhere without it. She used it for work constantly. And she was on an emergency work trip? That was the moment something inside me snapped. Not angrily, but with a kind of tired clarity. I picked up the tablet, expecting it to be locked. It wasn't. I didn't go looking for anything. I didn't snoop. I simply tapped the screen, and her messages opened. The first chat at the top wasn't mine. It was a name I didn't recognize. A man's name. And the most recent message, timestamped at 9:32 p.m., read, "Tell him it's a work thing. I'm waiting." My breath left my body in one slow, crushing wave. I scrolled. There they were, photos, hotel confirmations, voice notes where she whispered about how dead our marriage felt. How she needed this escape. How she'd be there in 15 minutes. I don't know how long I stood there, staring at the pieces of a life I thought I understood. I didn't feel rage. Not yet. Just hollow. Like everything inside me had been scooped out. I sat at the counter and took a long, shaking breath. My hands felt numb. My eyes burned, but I didn't cry. I felt strangely calm, like the world had finally stopped lying to me. And then something, call it instinct, call it exhaustion, pushed me to snap one photo. I lifted her tablet and took a picture of the screen showing the message. "I'm waiting." Then I sent it to her. No caption. No accusation. Just the truth. For a moment, everything was quiet. Then my phone started ringing so violently it nearly fell off the counter. Her name flashed across the screen. I didn't answer. After the 5th call, she began texting. "Wait. I can explain. Please don't do anything stupid. I'm coming home." Each message was more frantic than the last. She wasn't supposed to be home until tomorrow morning, at least according to whatever lie she'd prepared. But by 10:14 p.m., I heard tires screech in the driveway. The door burst open with a crash that made the frames on the entry table rattle. She stood there, hair messy, breathing hard, still in the clothes she'd left work in. No suitcase. No airport. No emergency anything. Her eyes locked on the tablet in my hand, and I watched the color drain from her face. I was going to end it," she stammered. "I swear. Tonight. I just needed to talk to him in person and—" "Don't," I said quietly. Something about how calm my voice was made her freeze. "I was going to tell you everything," she said, stepping closer. "You already did." She started crying, big dramatic sobs she'd practiced her whole life to win sympathy. But none of it landed. Because now I could see it all with painful clarity. Every late night, every lie wrapped in just enough truth, every moment my gut had screamed at me. I wasn't paranoid. I was abandoned long before I ever found proof. She reached out to touch me. I stepped back. I made a mistake, she whispered. It wasn't a mistake, I said. It was a plan. She flinched, but I wasn't finished. I'm not going to yell. I'm not going to beg. I'm not even angry. My voice shook. I'm just done. Her tears stopped instantly, like she wasn't expecting that answer. What does that mean? She demanded, panic cracking through her voice. I held up my phone and showed her the final message I'd sent. Not the photo, but the one right after. She hadn't seen it yet. The one that read, "Your mother is coming over." She froze. Her mother adored me, respected me, believed in our marriage more than we did. And my wife, my now stranger, had spent months telling this man in secret that her mother thought he was a pathetic midlife crisis. I had screenshots of those messages too. Her mother arrived 15 minutes later. She wasn't ready for what she saw. She wasn't ready for the tablet I handed her, or the messages I emailed to myself, or the truth I let sit quietly between us. My wife collapsed into a chair, sobbing, begging, swearing she would fix everything. But something deep inside me had already closed. I looked at her mother and said the words I never thought I'd say. I think it's time I let go. I deserve someone who actually shows up. Her mother didn't argue. She didn't defend her daughter. She simply put a hand on my shoulder and whispered, "I'm so sorry." Those 3 words were the confirmation I needed, the permission I hadn't realized I'd been waiting for. My wife wasn't racing home for me. She was racing home for the life she thought she'd never lose. But she lost it anyway. That night I packed a single suitcase, walked out of the house, and didn't look back. Not once. As I drove away, I felt something strange, something I hadn't felt in months. Not anger, not heartbreak, just freedom. And the soft, quiet truth that sometimes the best revenge is simply letting someone see what they destroyed, and then walking away from the ruins without them.